Hello and welcome to the Workforce Retention Grant Final Expense Reports walkthrough video. In this video, we will walk you through how to complete your final expense reports for the Workforce Retention Grant. All expenses must be documented carefully, and programs must retain all complete receipts for 5 years and be able to provide them upon request by OCFS. If you do not report on the full use of funds for the Workforce Retention Grant Initial Award or the Workforce Retention Grant Additional Award, all unreported funds must be returned to OCFS. If you have questions about this report, please contact your child care resource and referral agency. If you have questions about eligible expenses and record keeping, please visit ocfs.ny.gov/programs/childcare/grants/workforce-grant. We are now going to go over the steps to completing your Workforce Retention Grant Final Expense Reports. To complete your expense report, log in to the New York State OCFS Grant Portal at childcare-grants.ocfs.ny.gov. Next, select the Apply/Review button next to the Workforce Retention Grant. Then, select your program from the Choose an Existing Application drop-down menu and select Next. In the Submitted Application section under Actions, select the WRG Initial Award Final Expense Report or the WRG Additional Award Final Expense Report. If your program did not document all expenses on previous Initial Award Expense Reports, you will be required to complete a Final Expense Report for both the Initial Award and the Additional Award. The process for filling out an expense report is the same for both the WRG Initial Award Final Expense Report and the WRG Additional Award Final Expense Report. This will bring you to the Instructions page. Review the instructions required to complete the expense report. After reading the instructions, scroll down on the Instructions page and answer the required question at the bottom of the page. Once you have answered this question, select the Next button. This will bring you to Step 1, Reporting for Component A, Staff Retention Bonuses. For programs that had staff roster changes after completing the WRG Initial Award First Expense Report, please note that staff who were added after your program completed the WRG Initial Award First Expense Report will be available to report on in the WRG Initial Award Final Expense Report. On the Reporting for Component A, Staff Retention Bonuses step, you will indicate which of your staff received an employee bonus, and you will record a payment record description for that employee bonus. For each staff member, answer the question, was this employee paid the retention bonus of? If yes is selected, enter a payment record description. Please note the staff retention bonus amount is based on your modality and may be different from what you see here. If no is selected, you will be asked to answer 2 additional questions: how much was issued, and why. For why, you will be able to select from the following 3 options: employee no longer associated to program, employer rejected bonus, or other. If you did not issue funds to an eligible staff on the staff roster, the amount issued should be $0 and the funds will be moved to Component B for you to report how they were spent. The bottom of the page will display the total staff retention bonus, the total staff retention bonus claimed on the expense report, and the total remaining staff retention bonus. The total remaining staff retention bonus amount will be moved to recruitment expenses. Select Save and Next when you are ready to proceed to the next step. Step 2 is Component B, Staff Recruitment Expenses and Payroll Tax Assistance. On this step, you will indicate how the funds you received were spent for Component B, Staff Recruitment Expenses. You will also certify that funds you received for the Payroll Tax Assistance Award were spent towards the employer portion of the payroll taxes incurred while issuing bonus payments to staff or recruitment expenses. For each expense category you spent funds on, select the drop-down arrow for the expense category. Then select the Edit option. A new pop-up will appear to enter new expenses, expense description, and records description details for the expense category chosen. Enter the required information and then select Save to save the new expenses. Repeat these steps for each relevant expense category. All the data entered will be saved to the table at the bottom of the page. You will see total amount of recruitment funds used and remaining recruitment funds. At the bottom of the page, select Yes or No to the Payroll Tax Assistance Award certification, then click Save and Next to continue. If you do not report the full use of funds for the initial award funds or the additional award, the warning, Unreported Funds page will be displayed. Remember, all unreported funds must be returned to OCFS. The unreported funds step provides you with 2 options. you can agree that you did not fully expense the award and agree to return the unspent funds to OCFS, or you can return to the previous expense reporting page to report these funds. Select the appropriate response and then select Save and Next to continue. The final step is certifications and attestations. This step displays all certifications and attestations that you confirm at the time of application and also during recertification in order to continue to receive the Workforce Retention Grant. By agreeing to these terms and conditions and applying for the Workforce Retention Grants, you certify that all information provided as part of the reporting process is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge and agree to each of the statements on this step. Read each statement on this page and check all the attestation checkboxes. When you are ready to complete your expense report, select the Submit button. Some important information. Grant recipients who did not report all funds on the first expense report for the Workforce Retention Grant Initial Award and received the Workforce Retention Grant Additional Award are required to complete 2 final expense reports. If you do not report on the full use of funds for the Workforce Retention Grant Initial Award or the Workforce Retention Grant Additional Award, those unreported funds must be returned to OCFS. Thank you for viewing the Workforce Retention Grant Final Expense Report video. If you have questions about this report, please contact your child care resource and referral agency. You can find contact information for your CCR and R at ocfs.ny.gov/programs/childcare/referral-agencies.php. Or visit the OCFS website and review the .org expense report tip sheet at ocfs.ny.gov/programs/childcare/grants/workforce-grant.